Welcome, everyone, to the NWA Powerrr recap. I'm your host, as always, Chad Porto, and joining me is the glorious one himself, La Machion, Marcus Green.
Yes, yes, sir. This is gonna be a quick one, folks. So don't strap yourselves in because we ain't.
You know, we say that sometimes, but then we end up on the air for 3 hours, and we're talking about the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, and we don't know
Or,
how we got there.
a 30 minute Sons of Anarchy style tribe.
You know, I am out of shows. Like, I finished. See, goddamn, we're doing it. We're already doing it. Unironically, we're doing
Acknowledge- Acknowledgement is the first step.
it. We can never do a short show. I don't know why. Like, we used to do 3.5 hour shows. Nobody listened. Who had the time? But even when we're trying to truncate our short shows into shorter shows, it doesn't work. So I finished King of the Hill. Little anticlimactic because apparently they were always planning to do another season, but it never happened. So there was no big grandiose send off. It was just Khan having a mental breakdown, which I feel like is fair. When your neighbor's Dale Gribble, yeah, I think you having a psychotic break is exactly what would happen. So that was a thing. And like I'm up to date on all the show that I watch currently, and it's basically just Modern Family. Every other show I've either
uh,
fallen off on or I just don't care about anymore.
yeah,
Like
same here.
Flash and Arrow, I'll pay more attention to when we get to the crises. But like that's it. Like I Rick and Morty came back. I don't give a fuck. You were gone for a year and a half. Like, what do you expect me to do? I'm not waiting around for you.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I'm keeping up with all the things, but all the good things. My hero,
Mm-hmm.
shoot, it's Fire Force. My hero. This anime called No Guns Life. Um,
I love
some
anime.
other stuff.
The names
Yeah,
the
yeah.
names they come up with. No gum in Boca Raton in the fiery sky. What's it about? Preschool kids. What?
Yeah, I was checking out that Cannon Busters on Netflix. That was cool. Might check out Saint Seiya. Looking at I saw that on Netflix.
You're talking about the new one, right?
This one is the Lost Canvas.
Mm.
I don't know if that's the new one,
Well,
but
I
yeah,
remember there was a Saint Seiya from like '82.
yeah.
It was all right.
I'm definitely. Oh God, I hope Kevin Smith has something great in store for that He-Man reinstallment because I don't want it to turn into just like a but they've kidified everything now, so fingers crossed for the He-Man thing. But yeah, I keep up with all the Arrowverse shows. I fell off of Ballers and Ray Donovan. Not because they weren't good, it's just they kind of got pushed off the plate. It's funny you were talking about King of the Hill because yesterday you had mentioned like one of the best names ever is Chad Chet You Betcha.
Yeah, shit, you betcha.
And then when you mentioned King of the Hill, I was like, what was his name? That name that they had a great name. Oh yeah, Shane Wasana-san. Shane Wasana-san.
Hello, Con. Ah, Shane Wasada-san. How are you? Oh my god.
That's so
What
good.
what a show, man. What a show. Well, I bring all this up because now that I have some more room, like I'm still keeping up
Yeah,
with Modern Family and Bob's Burgers, like the only two shows I'm still watching. I
yeah.
think I finally have time to get into Mayans. And like the thing is,
Nice.
like I've caught like a few scenes. Like I'll be flipping through like 1 in the morning, and like Mayans on like Tuesday or whatever it is, we'll be doing the replay. So I'll catch a few minutes. I'm like, this is still fantastic. Like I love it, and like I didn't want to watch it at first because I thought it was gonna be a prequel. We all fucking know how I feel about fucking prequels. Fuck them. If that part of the story was important, why didn't you start with it? It's not. So fuck it. But they're bringing in Happy and like Chibs, and I'm like, yes, this is what I want. So I'm all about watching that good Mayans-ness. So I'm
Nice.
excited. Plus, they got a
And
lot
fun.
of actors in there I really love.
Yeah, I think I just got to really sit down and really have myself to sit down and get affiliated with that particular group. Um, because we talked about it, it was easy to get attached to a lot of those actors and well just the characters and sons because they all stood out in their own unique ways. So you kind of got to do the same with the Minds Cat. I just don't know if they're going to be as dynamic as the Suns were. It's
Hmm.
like every one of those characters had like a little thing about them that made them stick out. Or some they're missing a finger or something, or they had this look about them.
Missing a
But
sack.
hilarious, yeah, yeah. But it's funny you about to get on the Minds because I think Kurt Sutter is no longer the showrunner.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, he might have been, I guess, creative differences with them in the network, or he may have been too much of an a-hole at certain points, or
And
something. Something happened where somebody said something on set that he did. You know how it goes these days. So.
he got me too'd. Let's see. Kurt
Either that or something. Yeah.
Suter. I did not hear about this. This is new. Uh, let's see. Kurt Sutter fired from. It's Marcus. I saw this headline and I just thought to myself, "It's my future." Kurt Sutter fired from FX for being and quote abrasive dick. I have
Like,
seen my
they
future.
do exist. They do exist. Oh, chat.
Papa? The showrunner who outlined his dismissal to the Mayans cast and crew has not lost his overall deal with the now Disney-owned 20th Century Fox. I keep forgetting that FX is now owned by Disney, so of course they're gonna do this kind of bullshit. I have a hard time believing that he's really that big of a dick. I don't know. Disney HR and Business Affairs have conducted an investigation into the unacceptable conditions that have been created on the sets of Mayans in Season 2. As you know, I've removed myself quite a bit in this season, allowing others to make a bigger role in the production of the show. It appears that the philosophy has backfired. It's been reported by writers, producers, and cast and crew that my absence and subsequent behavior when there has only created confusion, chaos, hostility, and is perceived as abandonment. Or at the least, that's how Disney has interpreted it. I'm sure it's true. This morning I was fired by Dana Walden and John Langroff for all the complaints levied against me. Not that I wanted to end my 18-year relationship with FX, at least being fired for being an abrasive dick is on brand. That's what I would say. Oh my god, it's me, only taller and older and less attractive. I deeply apologize if I made people feel less than or unsupported. My intention was literally the opposite, but clearly I have not been paying attention. My arrogance and chronic distraction has created wreckage. Just know I adore this cast and crew. I'm not sure what the fate of Mayans MCU holds, but if it continues, you'll still be in good hands. As I said in the premise, Elgin is ready to take on the challenge of running the show. I'm sure FX will get him the support he needs to find and follow his vision. So, yeah, that sucks. Oh
Yeah,
well.
I appreciate him being upfront and honest about it though. Like, look, man, it's kind of my thing. It's kind of who I am. That didn't want to offend or insult or hurt anybody, but it's kind of just how I operate naturally. You know?
I mean, I know what that's like. I do. Like, I was that guy. Not, I can't speak to what he's done. He might be like flogging people, or like throwing chainmail on them, or like taking like a chained mace and like chasing them around the parking lot. Or I did the last one myself, but I would still. But like, I get what it's like to be a bit, abrasive, to be a little bit, unrelenting at times. I get it. Driven, chaotic, dickish. I like to feel like I balance it out though. Like, I'm very assertive with my point of view, but I also give leeway. Like, You know, I'm not that much of a hard ass with when we start. If we need more time, if we need to bounce a day, that we do it. But I don't know. It sucks that he's gone. As one abrasive dick to another, you will be missed. There are not enough of us in the world, or maybe there's too many. I don't know.
It's crazy, but we live in a time where it's like it's better to be a dick than pulling yours out around people.
Yeah.
Because it could be a different story.
Well, like you say that, and like a lot of people are like, he is abusive. What did he say? He said I wasn't very good. That's not abusive. That's being honest. You suck. Oh, I guess that is kind of abusive. Oops. So we have to talk about this week's Powerrr, because I have legitimate concerns about what the fuck this episode was. So if this was always on the docket, fair. We knew that they were going to do this piece on Thunder Rosa, and they did. But that was really it. You had a 6-minute sit-down interview with Melina. You had a 5-minute in-ring promo with Eli Drake in a different company. You had an empty arena match with the question mark, so that's skippable. And then you had the announcement of some matches for Into the Fire. Like, that's it. Like, that's all this episode was. And it was 50 minutes of this. There wasn't any cool, catchy little commercials that I saw. You had 4 interviews, and then Joe Galli making the most funniest of faces when he interviews Melina. And don't worry, I screen capped it. We got it. So, like, was this episode hastily done because of the Jim Cornette situation? They have another 2 weeks worth of footage that they have to deal with to get to Into the Fire, and they already announced that they're going to be showing the Rock and Roll Express taking on whatever they're in, Thom Latimer and his little buddy. So, did they reshoot it in an empty arena? Or are they going to air what they had last already recorded? Like what was this episode? Because if this was in response to Jim Cornette's whole incident, I think you overcorrected. I understand that he has a lot of baggage to him, but this was not unknown to 95% of the populace when you brought him on. I don't understand why we're now being like not everyone knew, and I understand that. And if you're new to the party on the Cornette fuckaroni train, welcome. It's a long train, a very short destination. But for a lot of us, we knew this. Corgan knew this. Dave Lagana knew this. Why are you pulling all of this now? Wouldn't it just be easier to not show him on camera and dub in a new color commentator? I don't understand the need to go to this drastic point if that's indeed what you did. Now, again, it could have been just that this was what the show was always going to be, and if that's the case, that's fine. But if it's not, then what the fuck? Marcus, I know you've had a slight change of opinion on Cornette since we talked last Tuesday about this. Do you feel this was the right move, or do you think they overcorrected as well?
The right move in terms of firing him, or just the show?
Just the show.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm kind of in the same spot with you, because it does feel like, because if this had, we had gotten like hints or, certain instances of this type of show in weeks prior, then that may have fit, right? But this show felt like a sudden pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And because the big show is 3 weeks away, so this is the time where it's most important for them to have straight up and down solid quality shows building up to that pay-per-view. This felt like a quick pivot to kind of give themselves time to maybe, like you said, course correct some of the stuff that they may have to edit out of upcoming shows because of what happened. or like you said, this was because if this was in the plan, this is a weird spot to be buffering in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because again, you have to rev up to the pay per view, not down. So either they giving themselves time to kind of buffer some stuff out on more edits, because this also kind of gave me vibes of how hard Impact had to pivot with that world title series.
Which one? There's the world title series from a few years back. There was the whole Alberto Patron bullshit. There was the 2 or 3 Bound for Glory series. Like that.
Yeah,
Impact's done
the
some
world
dumb
title
shit.
series. Matt had to give up the title.
Oh
That
yeah,
one.
where they just shot like 30 matches on like 2 days with no context. Oh, that was terrible. By the by, Matt Hardy came back and lost.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when the Broken Universe was going to be this big thing for the WWE? Pepich Farms remembers.
Yeah, because they were gonna do it better.
Because
More
the
money,
WWE
better
does everything
production.
better. Remember when the New Day showed up to the Wyatt compound and they tried to make it like the Broken Universe and everyone hated it? You know what's not going to be on that New Day 5-disc DVD set when it comes out in 4 years? That match.
You
Probably
threw
those
it in the
promos.
trash. You
So we
But
open up Powerrr with a promo from some point in time that I can neither confirm nor deny happened. It happened in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which is Dave Marquez's promotion. And Eli was all like, "Hey, I'm Eli Drake, and I'm not done yet." And he's like, "Hey, you compared me to Stone Cold, Ric Flair, The Rock. That's pretty cool. But don't compare me
like
to
he's
Nick
listening
Aldis."
to.
Right? He is listening to us. I like to think that Eli Drake is our biggest fan. That
I'm
would
hoping
imply
so because I want to ball that jacket.
that's a baller jacket right there. I like that there's like a bunch of zippers. You don't need that many zippers, but I appreciate them. And during his little promo, they were showing shots of his former tag team partner, Brian Cage of Impact fame. Well, half of Brian Cage.
That's who that was?
Yes!
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Not,
Dude.
not, not a guy I come to know looked like he ate that guy.
Well, what happened was Cell showed up. And Cell tried to
What?
absorb Brian Cage, but Brian Cage's like, "Nah, dog, check this." And he ate Cell, and this is Brian Cage's final form.
Looking for the android.
Into the android. Dun, dun, into the android. So, yeah, they were showing Brian Cage, which was adorable. He's talking about how, Nick Aldis this, Nick Aldis that. It does not feel like Eli Drake's going to. It feels like Eli Drake is going to get the title from Nick Aldis, which makes everything that they're doing with Nick Aldis at the pay-per-view seem almost worthless. But we'll get there. So, solid promo. Did its job, get the fans interested. He talked about how the NWA used to be part of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and then they broke away. And now they're unaffiliated, which is not true because Dave Marquez works for both Championship Wrestling and the NWA. So that means that they are affiliated again. But hey, that's semantics. So what did you think about Mr. Drake's promo on Powerrr?
Drake, for me, like you said, it was kind of obvious. It was like, wait a minute, he's cutting this in his own stomping grounds, which was again, felt like it happened, but then it had to be placed into the show for, obviously the failed spots. But it was still good. Like I could listen to Drake talk. They could have did another 15 minutes when he was just so good on the mic. Um, I loved how he was constantly mocking Magnus in the UK accent. Um,
He's going
yeah, the guy
retro.
is just he's going retro. Well, yeah, it's hard to touch that guy on the mic, man. Yeah, like you said, it does feel like they're slow, almost cow teasing, if you will. This his ascent to take out Magnus because he keeps saying, I'm gonna get to him eventually because I'm the guy that picks his spots. I'm not worried. I'll pick my spots. So it's cool for him to bring up Anderson. It really did feel like he was listening to us because he brought up the fact of all the people that you say he sounds like, and then my point about how I didn't go so far as to say a dream match, but how it's like a great combination with him and Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
How they are. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, Drake's thing was probably one of my few favorite parts of this episode.
To be fair, there wasn't many parts to it. To
Yeah,
be fair.
exactly.
So, my favorite part was the Thunder Rosa stuff. For those of you who are listening for the first time, I am I am an MMA writer. Right? Like it takes a while to get words out, especially when they're 3 letters and it's MMA. Meh.
That was the writers' room for this episode after they fired Cornette.
What are we gonna do? It's basically 2 old Italian dudes just talking. There's no consonants in that entire sentence, dude. Come on, Giuseppe. Giuseppe. I can't wait to watch Impact tonight. What the fuck was that show? It was trending. It was trending. So this was cool stuff. She talked about how she was cutting weight and getting ready for her fight, and there's talk about how she wanted to do well, even though she knows that she's not underprepared, but a little bit outclassed. But she was still gonna do everything she could to win the fight, and it was really cool. This was all stuff that I had already kind of seen at one point or another, especially the post-fight stuff. So it wasn't new to me, but it was pretty interesting because there's a lot of stuff that was posted to her Twitter, I think, after her fight, and I think some of that made it into this episode, or it was similar to what made it into this episode. But I love Thunder Rosa. I think she's number 4 on my top 5 power rankings of women. Might even be higher because I'm not really sure how I feel about Jordan Grace being in the top 3. But it's definitely Tessa 1, insert blank 2, Kelly Klein, and Thunder Rosa. It might be Jordan Grace at 2. It might be Kelly Klein at 2. I don't know. Mercedes Martinez is in the top 5. Maybe she's a 2. But, I mean, she's one of my 5 favorite at the moment. And when you see how good she is, how crisp she is with her movements, and how athletic she is, she really brings something unique to the table. So I'm all for her getting showcased. But her getting showcased in this episode where there was literally only one match. I think the whole thing was 15 minutes divided up over 2 segments, Marcus, for this Thunder Rosa segment.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely. Again, that's another reason why you look at this episode like, okay, this really did feel like a pivot. Because you could clearly see how they were trying to space out to really stretch this 50 some odd minutes. Um, but yeah, I think my favorite part of the thing was when she was getting ready. She was getting her hair done, and she talked about her background with helping the kids and how she was kind of in a dark spot and how that doesn't get talked about a lot, and how she basically the ring ended up being like a therapeutic outlet for her
Mm-hmm.
and stuff of that nature. Just cool to get those backstories, specifically from women. Um, and somebody like her who you wouldn't have thought would have had that difficult of a journey, but it's always cool hearing those stories. It just makes you connect to those characters better, and the fact that her MMA connection just makes it all come together when you see how hard and what she does in the ring now. So
I'm looking forward to when she fights next. Although Combates Americas' next big event's in 2 weeks, and it's going to be Alberto Patron versus Tito Ortiz. Yeah. So that's going to be a shit show. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fantastic. Then we got the empty arena match. It was Zane Dawson versus the Question Mark and a Mask versus Shakespeare match. I skipped through the promo, so I'm not really sure what the stipulation really was.
There, there are times in television where it's perfectly okay to go to the bathroom, and this whole thing was that time.
I that feels like something from the first Independence Day movie. Empty arena matches. That word should have new meaning today.
Like this damn thing aired on a plane, and I still walked out. But no, I came back.
Marcus with the 1980s promo. I could
I
just
came
see
back out of the bathroom. Yeah.
Marcus. I could just see you with a fake blonde curly wig, big old flare sunglasses, like a pink and white jacket, going, "I'll watch your match on a plane," and I still left.
Oh man.
You got that
Those classic
1980s,
flat promos never get old.
right? You got that
Oh,
1980s
those classic.
style delivery. It's fantastic. I love it.
Oh, so good. Thanks. But yeah, so I came back from the bathroom and it was still on because apparently they had to again stretch more of the time by having them read the crap as slow as possible while one of them puked. It
So
just, yeah.
Zane Dawson
Boy.
lost, and they had to read Shakespeare. All right, that's the thing. Moving on. So
Yep.
then we get Melina. Look at this face by Joe Galley. What are you doing, kid? What do you do? What is in your hands? What are you doing? What is this?
Are you sending the pic?
I'll send it. I'll send it. I'll send it.
'Cause I feel like I can relate to however he was looking because he was nervous or trying to trying to figure out what he could do with his erection.
Well, you're not wrong. Just look at his face. It's huge.
Yep, I'm engorged. He was like, I'm engorged about this much.
You make me this happy. And look at Melina's face in response. That's
I was
nice.
to say that shit. Yeah, I know. Ah, I just got the feeling like, whoever a dude is, I just feel like he's a lucky bastard.
Johnny Morrison.
No, whoever came after him, I don't know what that. I feel like their relationship was like this episode of Powerrr.
All over the place. Yep. Oh, by the by, did you see Impact's message or Twitter, Facebook from like 4 days ago?
No.
So they had this shot of Jordan Grace kicking the stuffed dog that Johnny Bravo comes out with, and the way it was
Oh,
kicked.
oh
And
yeah, you did the Team Rocket. Yeah,
yep, and the caption was Mundo's blasting off again.
that was hilarious. Oh
Impact
man,
is bringing the A game.
that one phrase is such a part of our childhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the by, AEW's Twitter guy got into a beef with Andrew Rich, who's kind of like a low-key, kind of well-respected name in the wrestling Twitterverse, if you will. This is like last week. And it really just goes to show you, like, think about the professionalism needed to run a major promotion, and you got your Twitter employee whose only job is to upload YouTube videos and tweet out things, getting into arguments with fans. Classy job, AEW. I can't wait for the rise and fall of AEW. I'm not saying it's going away anytime soon, but the shine is coming off. I feel like that episode of The Simpsons. That's the shining. Don't you mean The Shining? No, we can't use that for legal purposes.
The shitting.
The shining.
Shitting. That's funny, but yeah, man, it's funny. I don't know who's behind Impact's Twitter. I wanna believe it's all ego, just because of all the great stuff he posts.
It's
Hoping to
fucking
God
Josh
it's not
Alexander.
Josh.
Josh Alexander's like the funniest guy in the world, and we don't know it. He just sits there and goes, "Fans are gonna love this shit."
Exactly. Um, but yeah, this back to this thing with Melina. Yeah, that he had to be on cloud nine. Besides getting to sit next to Camille, who has a unique attire when she is on the show. To say, you know.
She's got nice shoulders. That's a weird thing to say, but she does. Right? Like, am I the only one who sees it?
Uh, you know, it's funny, man. I have grown to love a good back on a woman.
Right? Like some nice toned arms. We're not talking Scott Steiner here,
Hmm.
but like, yeah, you can tell
No.
that she gets the 15 pounders and cranks out sets of 30. I'm
Hmm.
impressed. I'm impressed. So, what do you think of the Melina promo, though?
I loved it. I was, cause as she was talking, I'm trying to think. I'm like, first of all, when have I ever seen her talk this much? And when have I ever seen her talk this length effectively? I feel like this is the best promo we've gotten from her in her career.
It's
I could be
entirely
wrong on that.
possible.
Obviously, yeah, and she's obviously gone around to different independent promotions and done stuff there, but that's stuff I've not seen. So this right here, I mean, it kind of felt like a revelation. Obviously, she grew tremendously from her Eminem persona to how she came to be a champion. But this was phenomenal. I'm like, I was kind of getting excited. I'm like, I know what the feud is, but like she needs to be the one um, going at Allison Kay. I was finna say Sienna, but she needs to be the one going at after Allison after this promo. I mean, this was some good stuff, and she I felt like she was confident and everything she was saying. She didn't skip a murmur in her words. She looked gorgeous. Like she was a complete package here. And that hand gesture that he made, I think that went for a lot of people watching, including women.
It's hard. That's what he said.
Yes, it is.
It's hard to say anything bad about Melina's promo. I think she does a great job putting herself over, putting over the angle, and she said something that was really effective, where she said, she picks and chooses where she comes out. Where she comes out of retirement, she picks and chooses. She's very meticulous in that, and she feels the place and time is with the NWA, and it's now. So that was kind of cool. I'm too big of a Thunder Rosa fan to give up on the idea of Thunder Rosa taking the belt off of Allison Kay, but I would like to see more
Yeah.
Melina. And I would like to see what more Melina can do, especially as a mouthpiece to Marty Bell and Thunder Rosa. That'll
Yeah.
be very interesting. That was it. We got the second part of the Thunder Rosa MMA docu-series after this, and then we had the announcement from Joe Galley that it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match at Into the Fire between Nick Aldis and his apparent number one contender, who is James Storm, of all people. Yay! How do you feel about the NWA literally reviving TNA's worst feud ever?
Well, that's funny. I don't even remember that feud. Maybe that's why.
James Storm
That's
killed Mickey
indicative.
James.
Yeah. So about this feud, damn it, Ted, my mind had effectively wiped that shit.
Well, I'm the elephant of this crew. I never forget a bad angle.
Live. I was like, what? Why did he feud with? Oh God, he did kill her, didn't he?
Pushed her in front of a
Regret.
fucking train.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Oh God, because that was also during a time where this was pre or post his thing where he was drafting. We've always room for one more thing he was doing.
With the Revolution, I think it was concurrently. I think he was doing this
Gotcha.
stuff. I think when he pushed Mickey in front of the train, he was forming the Revolution.
Yeah, those segments where he was whipping either TJP or Shira for losing. Punishment. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, I dig it more now because those guys are in two completely different places character wise. And I'm a James Storm fan. I think they could put on a fair match, and this effectively gets him the match he's been sounding off about for hell since the show actually started. So I think it's fine for now. Again, it's not a litany of guys for him right now. But I think Storm is a next contender, and like you said, for us to all roads lead to him and Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, with Drake taking the title. Even though Magnus has been a really great representative, eventually, all things must end. So, I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to the match. Hopefully, it gets a good length about it. Hopefully, we get something leading up to it of significance next week and not another filler episode. Um, but yeah, I don't mind it, and no wives will be harmed in a demonstration unless Storm took whatever Klein, not Klein, Jesus, she's beautiful too, but whatever Camille told him last week to mean something else, and she comes up missing. No women will be harmed in this demonstration.
Here's hoping. I'm not as sold on this match as you are, but with an undercard with Eli Drake versus Anderson, and I forget what the other match announced was, Cabana versus Starks, I think. Um, I don't know. How do you feel about the early build to Into the Fire?
Well, it's definitely tape it off with this episode. And it kind of seems a tad bit right. I would like Starks to get a measure of revenge on Tweedledee and Tweedle
Dumbass.
Stevens. Yeah. Again, maybe they can run that on a separate thing. Obviously, he came out against Colt Cabana some weeks ago, so that'll be cool. I would like to see Starks knock off Cabana just because I'm not the biggest Cabana guy, but I get the reason for Cabana. And maybe it might be too soon, but I think put him in this position. Hopefully, Cabana, him and Cabana put on like a really good match. But as far as the build, back to your original point, it's not as fiery as I would like for it to be. But maybe they could kind of change that up in the coming weeks. Although capping this off with, because how did last week end? Last week didn't end with that big random ass brawl that we didn't like, did it?
I think last week it ended with. I don't remember how last week ended. It ended with us talking about Jim Cornette.
Yeah, 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 exactly. That was the main event. Cornette's mouth. Um, so yeah, I think that might have been a week prior, but yeah, they really need to spend these next 2 weeks pedal to the metal, all business. Um, please take out because every time they do the Corgan spots, I cringe for you.
I appreciate that.
The damn circled square. I'm like, Jesus, that is. Oh God, that's bad. Um,
I'm in New York with 3 nights sold out back to back to back, and that's all because someone gave me an opportunity. And I'm going to give you that same opportunity in Circle Squared. Oh, are you? And are you going to sue someone else? You dick.
that's exactly what I imagine you saying when I cringe. But yeah, they definitely need to get pedal to the metal. They can't afford to like. I don't know exactly how they feel like they needed to pivot. I don't know how they because these last two shows leading up to the show they was taped how long ago?
About 8 weeks
Weeks.
ago? 9 weeks ago?
Yeah. Just bite the bullet and finish off with Cornette because at this point, like you can't really afford to be half stepping leading up to this show. You have to, the first impression pay per view type of deal. You don't get a second chance, so they really need to. Hopefully, like I say, they don't butcher it all to hell in the editing bay, and we
Mm.
get like more half need episodes like this.
So here's the end of the fire card as it stands now. We have Aldis versus Storm in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Eli Drake versus Ken Anderson. Colt Cabana versus TBA for the NWA World National Title. The Question Mark versus Trevor Murdoch, and Allison Kay and Ashley Vox versus 2 members of Melina's team. Considering there's only 3 people on Melina's team, it's not hard to figure out it's going to be Marty Bell and Thunder Rosa. in a match that we've already seen before? And if you're bringing in new wrestlers, why? You already have Thunder Rosa and Marty Bell to do this match. I don't know. Marcus.
Poor Vox. So like I said last week, it just feels like she's just somebody to have there because she has to. Because, you know, Allison has to have somebody for it to be a legitimate tag team match. I feel like she will very much take the handicap stipulation because she's that pissed off, and I don't know if she thinks that highly of poor Vox to even have her as a partner. But, you know, it is what it is.
Well, Vox has spent most of this year jobbing out on TV, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, she has the unfortunate record of losing to Disco Inferno in 2019, so not
Oh,
great.
Jesus, that was her. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was her.
So I checked the newswire, and I didn't see anything of importance coming out today that I can't talk. That necessitates. There we go. That's close enough. That warrants. There it is. We'll just go with that. A conversation beyond what we've been having. Is there anything else that happened on Powerrr that you want to talk about, or anything else that caught your eye?
No, that's it. They didn't have no hilarious or wonderful commercial this week or nothing like that. So yeah. No.
Recommendation: go watch Impact Wrestling's show. Everyone seems to be loving it online, and Major League Wrestling had a great main event and opener. It was the same match. It was Jimmy Havoc versus Mance Warner, and it literally, Marcus, a hand to God. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Jimmy Havoc says fuck it and leaves. And Mance Warner follows him back to his apartment in Orlando and beats the shit out of him in his own apartment and then brings him back to the fucking arena. It's over the course of the entire episode. It was fantastic. I loved it. MLW.
Hey man, even if I'm not into, yeah, I mean, even if I'm not into the guys, I appreciate actually sticking to the Falls Count Anywhere. It's legitimacy.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Lucha Underground literally did that all night long match, and it was the whole episode, and it was great.
Check out MLW. You won't be upset. Also, there's like 4 matches this week, so it was a really good, tight show. I support it. But yeah, so that's all we got for you guys tonight. We'll be back tomorrow as we review Impact Wrestling's regional Southpaw Championship promotion from Somewhereville. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Then we're off Thursday, and we're back Saturday. So tune in for that. We're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wrestling Underground and twitch.tv/Comic and GameCorp. Marcus, is there anything else that you want to mention before we take it home tonight?
Nope, all good.
All right, well then, let's hit the rundown. We're on Twitter at NERDCORP, on Instagram at RealNerdCorp, RealNerdCorp. I'm gonna do this one for my main man, LaMarquion. Our woman crush for this week is gonna be Melina.
Yes.
Just for you, bud. I have no idea who our wrestler of the week is going to be. Maybe Keith Lee. Where are we at? We did that. The YouTube stuff you can find on the website, realnerdcorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and all that goodness. I mean, you're probably listening to us on YouTube on the recording, so like just hit that subscribe button if you want. Or don't. I don't know. I'm not your dad. I mean, I might be. Steven? Is that you? Chad Jr.? Is that you?
Chad, somebody's John Redcorn.
Melissa, I don't think he's mine. Why would you say that? Well, because one, he's black. I mean, listen, I know I can pass, but like, I can't pass that well. I'm waiting for that conversation one day. Serena, that's not mine. How can you say that? He's Japanese, sweetheart. Pretty sure we don't have anything in common. I mean, we both like pandas, I think. I don't know. I know I do. I can't speak for the youngster. I should have like a litany of children waiting to just seek their revenge on me. Yeah, it's either that's going to be how I die, or being fired from an FX show for being an abrasive dick. One of those two. So realnerdcorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. I had to spend all day today, Marcus, writing up Thanksgiving and Black Friday articles, like, is the store open? What's the store hours? And I did like 20 of those pieces. So tomorrow I'm going to take some time and actually write some articles for the website, realnerdcorp.com. I'm going to do a piece probably on Keith Lee. I'm going to do a piece on who should replace Jim Cornette. I'm going to do a piece on a few other things, I'm sure. So be sure to take a second from your day and check that out. We did the Instagram and the Twitter, Podbean, if you like our podcast and you want to listen to more of our podcasts. Although I don't know why, because they're just me rambling about things. I'm a 90-year-old man screaming into the void. When I was a youngster, wrestling rings had only 3 sides, and we were happy for it. Actually, when I was a youngster, they had 6 sides, and we were happy for it, but still not the point. You can find us on Podbean at realnerdcorp.podbean.com, or by downloading the mobile device. You can download the mobile device. Downloading the app to your mobile device and searching for Nerdcorp, Real Nerdcorp on the mobile device, and downloading it straight to your phone or tablet for free. We're also on iTunes under Nerdcorp under the podcast section of the iTunes store. We're on Teesprings at the link on the screen. If you're listening to the download, I guess I got to tell you the link. Real Nerdcorp. Nope, that's not it. Teespring.com/stores/Nerdcorp. So be sure to go buy a shirt. They're $15 a piece. We're going to have some more for you. Variety is the spice of life. Marcus can be found on Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid. That is Lamarcion.
Yes, sir.
You can also find him on the True Penny Podcast at True Penny Show on Twitter at TruePennyShow. True Penny Show. Yes. You can also find me on Twitter at Chad Nerdcorp, ChadNerdCorp, and on the Instagram at Chad's Photo at ChadSphotoHut. I'm also a writer for FansidedMMA.com, so be sure to go into the Fansided MMA. Links to the down below or to the left or above you. There's somewhere, goddammit. Just click on something. Anything, I don't care. Could even be something that isn't even on our website. I don't care. By the by, Marcus, did you see those Mavs jerseys from tonight? The new Dallas Maverick throwback jerseys?
No, I haven't.
They kind of have like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibe to them. So I'm not hating them. It's like the bubble kind of street tag stylings. I think it works. I wouldn't. Those Maverick jerseys, like the base jerseys, are like fucking pristine, man. Like those white and blues. I love those. Like they're the best jerseys I think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I dig them. Yeah, that Space Jam vibe to them. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I like it.
So like I love their base uniforms, so I don't want them to change. But I also really dig this throwback one. It's not as cool as the Cavaliers, but I love the just whoring of the blue and orange splashed onto a uniform. I think that's great. But it's I like it. It's pretty good. Yeah, check that out. We'll be back tomorrow, me and you, talking about Impact, recapping words. What the fuck? We'll be back tomorrow at me and Marcus recapping Impact Wrestling. I think it's like Impact Pro Wrestling, Regional or Regional Pro Wrestling or something like that. So that'll be a fun show for us. I can't wait to see the look or hear the imbalance in Marcus's throat or voice as we review this show, because it's gonna be fucking bonkers. So Marcus is standing in for Zachary Tyler, PP Duncan on Making Impact tomorrow night. So it's 3 nights in a row, me and Marcus, because he's my best friend. La, da, 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 da. So any plans for Thanksgiving?
No, just maybe get a fried turkey from this local place, not too far from the house. Couple sides, and it just chill around the house, get full, and like I said, I think I told you I was gonna catch up on some comics and some movies.
And spit venom at the Dallas Cowboys.
Nah.
Horse.
And laugh. This is Lamar Jackson just teabags the league.
Like, God, the dude throws 9 times a game, and 5 of them are for touchdowns. What are you doing, NFL? I don't know who's gonna take the MVP, but he's the front runner, man. It's hard. It's hard to argue against it. And like, I want to, because anytime someone says, come see me, I want to come see you, even if I agree with you. Like, I just want to be that guy. So like part of me wants to go like fight Mark Ingram just because. Like, I'm not even disagreeing with Mark Ingram. I just like, wait, are you challenging someone? I'll fight you. All right, let's go. Let's find out. But like, I don't even disagree with him. Like, what Lamar Jackson's doing is phenomenal, and I was very critical of him. So I mean, props to him. And I think it's like week 16. It's going to be Cleveland versus Baltimore, and with the streak Cleveland's currently on, and the way Baker's playing, Baker and Lamar are going to have one hell of a showdown. It's going to be it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So we'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. tomorrow. So Marcus, 9 p.m. tomorrow. Right here on Wrestling Underground on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wrestling Underground. So for Marcus Green, I'm Chad Portal. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving us a shot. We'll be back tomorrow night for another edition of Making Impact, brought to you by RealNerdCorp.com. I've been your host, Chad Porto, and thanks again to my co-host, Marcus Green. We will see you guys tomorrow, and Marcus, take us home.
Good night, me.
And don't forget to watch more wrestling.